Hey everybody, it's Karyn Bryant from MMA H.E.A.T. I'm speaking with Jake Ellenberger, who is facing Jorge Masvidal at the TUF finale coming up here. Jake, awesome to see you. It's been a while. I know I need to see you in person, but how you feeling just a couple days out from your fight?
Oh, I feel great. It's good to see you. Yeah, you're back here in Vegas. I mean, it's everything's been great. I can't complain.
Nice. And if you did, what are you gonna do?
Who's gonna listen?
Exactly. So this is a good fight for you. Masvidal is a guy that loves to stand and trade. You know, he's an interesting person because he's spoken a lot about the judges and how hard it is to make an impression on the judges, and how you have to have a sense of urgency and things like that. Is that something that you consider when you're in there, and especially in a fight with Jorge, that the point scoring might be real tricky with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's shown in the past too. He can box. He can really do pretty much everything. But yeah, it is. It's a tricky sport. I mean, especially with the judging, and
Yeah.
you can't sit back. You can't move backwards. It's offensive, and he's caught himself in some bad decisions.
Mhm.
But no, he's definitely a tough opponent. But I'm ready. I'm moving forward.
Now I'm trying to remember. Did he call you out on this one? Because I know he calls out a lot of people. I'm not sure how this fight came together. Whether you called him out, he called you out.
Yeah, he called a lot of guys out, but the way I view that, he's like the guy in basketball who's yelling, "I'm open." There's usually a reason why you're open, but I don't know. I think he's broke. He's just trying to fight.
You think he's okay? Because it's not that people are avoiding him because he's good. You think he's
I
broke?
came to that conclusion. I think he's just broke, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's a good theory. It's an interesting theory. What kind of fight are you expecting him? Like I just said, I mean, I know he's kind of prefers usually to stand and trade. Are you expecting that?
Yeah. I mean, nothing really will surprise me.
Yeah.
He's gonna kick. He's gonna go for takedowns. He'll do it all.
Yeah.
But I know the team behind him too, and some of the coaches he trains with. So.
Hmm.
And I've obviously I've fought a couple guys from ATT before already, in Lawler and some of the top guys there. But so they're very familiar with me. But
Nice.
yeah, I think he likes to box. He likes to fight at his range. For me, it's knowing where to stay away from not falling in those traps. But
Hmm.
and I know if I'm moving forward, no one's going to stop me.
Right. Well, you are, getting some momentum here. You had a nice win in July against Matt Brown. I'm curious what you took away from that fight for that performance because you had a couple fights that didn't go your way. What do you think you changed to make it go right against Matt Brown?
Well, we focused a lot on just specific strategy, especially for Brown. I mean, the guy's one of the toughest guys on the roster, but he's another guy too. He's going to keep pressing forward.
Yeah.
But I think strategy plays such a huge role. Especially, we just spoke about how you can lose such close fights and
Hmm.
decisions go the wrong way all the time. But that's why it's like no plan. Um, failing to plan is planning to fail. And I think guys that go in there with no strategy and they're not even sure what's going to happen. And I've been guilty of that. I've done that before. But you got to have a strategy. You got to have a really crystal clear strategy.
Hmm.
Even when it doesn't go the right way, you got to have a plan B. But and being prepared in every situation too. I mean, I know wherever this fight goes, I'll be able to find a way to get to a dominant position.
Well, the flip side, of course, we know of having no plan is you and I have spoken about this before. When you think so much, when you overanalyze because you are so stuck on a plan, that whole paralysis by analysis that people talk about, and it does happen that sometimes people actually don't react to what's really happening and try to stick to their plan. We saw it just the other day with Jake Matthews or something, just wouldn't give up trying to fight out of a submission when he had other options he could have done, but he was
Mhm.
so focused on this one thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's the flip side of that story, which you also have to be wary of.
Right. No, it is definitely. That's the tricky part of this game. I mean, you got
Hmm.
to be able to pull the trigger and be aggressive when you have to, and also be at the same time have strategy. I mean, for me, I know how I operate, and I don't do well when I overthink or move backwards. It's where we're always moving forward
Hmm.
and always attacking, so I can at least stay on my toes and be and more so be cognizant of where to stay away from, where the
Right.
traps to stay out of.
Now, is it true that you have really had a conversation with Dana and the owners about that last fight with Matt, that you really had to ask for that one extra chance?
Yeah, they were. I had some close fights, some
Yep.
very disappointing.
Well, plus, but by the way, just not to interrupt, but you fought Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler
Yeah,
and Tarek Safadine. It wasn't like you got a couple of softballs in there.
yeah, exactly. There's no alley oops there. It's one of the toughest weight divisions, but easily in the UFC. But yeah, I did have a conversation with Dana. I mean, I've had a great relationship with him. And they were not sure what to do with me, and Joe Silva, they're talking about releasing me, and I had a good conversation with Dana, and they said yeah. So of course it's Matt Brown, and like whatever, it's we'll go, let's do it.
Well, a lot of people thought, yeah, like, damn, a guy asked for an extra chance and they give him Matt Brown. Like,
Yeah,
people took that as them not giving you anybody easy for sure. You know what I mean? They
right,
definitely challenged you.
right. And there's something to say too. I mean, there's value in the best to bring the best out of me. I mean, you got to face adversity head on. There's no way around it. And plus to stay relevant, especially in the deepest weight class, I believe in the UFC, it's you're gonna have to fight the best guys. So there's no easy road.
Yeah. Well, and I think part of it too is that, so many, when you started out on this really great tear and everybody saw so much in you and they saw that, oh my God, this guy is so good. And then when you have a hiccup, I mean, do you feel that turning of support from people? Do you feel that people say, oh, he's not living up to his potential, or what happened to this guy? Like, how have you internalized that?
Yeah, it's funny because people are so quick to turn their back. I mean, more so just the internet people at MMA. I mean, some of the fans they'll turn on you in a second, but you really can't pay too much attention to it. I mean, like I said, it's really small things, and I spoke to Chael a little bit about this, and he's big. A change is not always good, and that's one thing. I was changing a lot of things, and I've realized how much I got to stick with what's been working and what I do well and what's kind of got me to where I'm at. So, kind of refocusing with that has helped me move forward. But yeah, with my team at Kings, I mean, I feel like the best is still yet to come.
Because I have to admit, I was one of those people that wondered, what's going on, because yeah, you were, changing camps, and it looked like you were trying to find solutions to things, which is
Right,
great. But there was a point where I was like, I just want Jake to find a happy home, you know what I
right.
mean, and stay there. And it seemed like there was a little bit of a time when you were definitely searching for things.
Yeah, no, there was. I mean, it's one of those things too. It's like I said, I got to stick with what's and kind of not forgetting what's got me here. It's
Yeah,
like I'm not a boxer, and I'm not going to sit here on the outside and try to box guys. That's
right,
that's the wrong, and clearly that plan has not worked for me. But
right.
but yeah, it's just exactly. It's kind of being able to progress. So with any changes, being able to still progressively move forward,
Hmm.
and then being able to adapt. That's really the name of the game.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they didn't call you the Juggernaut for nothing, for standing around on the outside.
Right, right. It's the hard part too is, people want to blame. They want to blame somebody for things that go wrong, like
Yeah.
a trainer or just somebody on your team. It's nobody's fault but my own. Like
Hmm.
accountability is everything. It's
Hmm.
you make a mistake, you pay for it. But it's funny in this sport how people are quick to turn their back.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like one day they're your biggest fan, and the next day
Right.
they don't know who you are.
No,
But
not at all.
it
Well,
is.
we talk about it, and I get that there are a lot of newcomers who maybe didn't know his whole history, but Jose Aldo loses one fight in 10 years.
I know
And it
it's
happens to be from a knockout, and the guy's a chump.
right,
Like,
right.
like, huh?
It's unbelievable. I mean, you got a guy who didn't lose in 10 years.
10 years.
10. I mean, how many guys can you name on a hand that haven't lost in
This
three
is
years?
what I'm saying. And the guys writing that stuff were still, getting babysat when the guy was it's just
I
bless
know.
their hearts, some of the fans. But the ones that know the real deal, know what you're capable of. One question I do have, with you at Kings,
Uh-huh.
Kelvin is there,
Yeah.
and you and Kelvin fought, and it didn't go your way against him. What was that like the first time you guys started working together, and just trying to work out that relationship?
Right. No, he's a good kid. He's
Yeah, he
he's
is.
uh he's a hard guy not to like.
Yes.
And it's the same way. I mean, he's a competitor.
Hmm.
and we've had some actually great training in the room. It goes, going back and forth. But no, it's part of the business.
Yeah.
He would have been the same way. I get my hand raised. But I look at myself and I look at things that I could have done better in preparation or not have my mind in the right place, I should say. But you know what, he did his job, and that's moving forward though, it's you can only look at it one way. We can help each other keep moving up, and unless we meet again. But until then.
Well, he might be back at 85. I mean, were you around in the weeks leading up to 205 for him?
Yeah, it was. He I never knew his weight. I know he felt strong. He felt big, but it's unfortunate what happened. Just kind of bad planning. But yeah, man, he's got to learn. He's got to learn from it. It's just be a little more disciplined with his weight. But he's definitely a stud. He's got a lot of good years ahead of him for sure.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. He's a good kid, and it's unfortunate to make mistakes on that big of a stage,
right?
And to get that kind of criticism.
Just the biggest card of all time.
Right. How much does it affect you? I don't know if you got reps in with RDA, because even though he's a 55er, he's a big 55er. Are you missing him in there with your reps? Who do you work with? Benil? Who do you mostly get your reps in with? Other than Kelvin?
I did do quite a bit of training with Hoffa before his last fight. He's been great. He's a quick guy. Benil Darush, he's obviously a great guy all around grappler. I've been striking a lot with Giga Chikadze.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, there's a striker for you.
Yeah, phenomenal striker, and he's been a huge help for me. I have a lot of great guys to train, and Master. I mean, Master's continue to evolve too as a coach and as a person, and it's cool to see that too, because every fight he's adding a little bit more in the training sessions, not only for like you specifically, but like he's adapting and moving, and it's cool to see.
Yeah, well, that's why I keep bugging him to open up that Hollywood Kings MMA, because we would go and we would have special sessions, the not the face sessions that I would have with Rafael Cordero, where we could train and everything, and I would just say, don't throw anything up here because I don't want to get hit.
just right, like the weight.
But I really do hope we work it out, because I need to get my reps in with him as well. I am wondering too, for you, like you mentioned before about swimming with the deep in the deep end, and the 170s are such a tough division. What do you make of everything? What was your opinion on the Woodley Wonderboy fight? Who do you think won it, or did you agree with the call at the end of that?
It was a good fight. It was close. I thought. It was tough. I mean, I thought Wonderboy. I thought he might have edged him, but the fourth round was crazy. Yeah. So that's a hard one to deny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a draw it does kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth as a fan. But it was a close fight to call. But I mean, in the division, the sport is constantly changing. I mean. I wouldn't be surprised to see the belt move a few times in the next year.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, because my question to you is then, do you think Wonderboy should get that rematch? Because otherwise, Damian Maia's in there. Like, it was literally the one situation that could happen that would make Damian not next.
Yeah, I know it. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not wearing.
I was just gonna say, I know it's not your job.
Yeah, no, but there's plenty of matches. They've already talked about Conor going to one. They've talked about and then Maia's been there. So depending on if he's okay with sitting out or if he wants to fight. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight down the road too, getting to the Maia, the top five again. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I do think the belt's going to change a couple of times.
Wow. And do you think Conor could handle a 170er? Do you think he could handle your punch? Can he handle Tyron? Can he handle Robbie?
I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. He's clearly shown that he can do it all. I mean, he talks and he does the walk. But I don't know. The 170, it's a different game. But speed, sure, he can compete with anybody speed wise. But can he stop a takedown from Woodley? I don't think so. Yeah. It's we'll see. He's proved everybody wrong up till now.
I was gonna say, I mean, we know he and Nate fought at 170, but you know what I mean in terms of him looking at Tyron's belt and looking at that. I feel like I don't think it's impossible, but I think I would fight at 55 a little bit more before I tried to challenge a 70.
Right. And if you're Conor, what do you do now? You got the title at 155. Do you take these killers like Khabib or
I know.
Ferguson? I mean,
I know.
both these guys are incredible.
Yeah. If I'm him, I would just kind of enjoy the vibe for a minute. You know what I mean? And enjoy everything that's going on. You know, you're a dad. Connor is about to be a dad.
Right.
How's everything with your little man?
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's running the show. It's funny. When I'm with him, he just wants to wrestle, and it's
Yeah.
it's playtime, and it's hard because he doesn't take me seriously when I'm around, but it's hard which it's always fun time though. But
He
I
doesn't
I
take
love
you.
it though.
He doesn't take you seriously.
I know who wouldn't take me. I don't know. He sees me and just runs, and he thinks it's time to wrestle, time to go submissions. I don't know. He's fun.
That's nice. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to see that that's bringing you so much joy. I mean, and that really is something that balances out your life, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's interesting. Connor's life's gonna change quite a bit too. So I don't think he realizes it yet. But
Yeah.
your free time starts to go away.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I do enjoy that. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Awesome. So who is in your corner this weekend then?
So I got Master Cordero's coming out. My brother will be out here as well. Joe. Giga is here with me right now. Giga Chikatsi and Daryl Christian. Guy I've been wrestling with for quite a few years now. So, but yeah, those four guys are here with me now.
Very nice. And how is Joe? How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's
Nice.
trying to drop a few lbs, but he's got an eating problem. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's called the holidays too now. It's only
yeah,
going to get harder for him, poor guy.
I know. And then they're actually about to have their third kid
I was
too.
just going to say, and he's got a couple of kids, so he's.
Yeah, now you throw that in the equation, it doesn't make the diet any easier.
No,
So
it doesn't. Well, because there's always a couple of extra chicken fingers on the plate or whatever. I'll just
always,
finish those and
yeah,
that, this.
yeah, you can't throw that away, right? Yeah.
Right,
No,
right.
get it.
So nice. So when the bell rings against Masvidal, how do you see this one playing out? Do you think he's the type of fighter that, I know a lot of his fights do go long. So do you feel like you have to go in there with the mindset that it might go all three?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's we're thinking worst case scenario. It's going to go three. He's going to try to pick up on the back end of rounds and try to win rounds because I don't know how else he thinks he's going to beat me. When the bell rings, though, I'm coming across. And I'm throwing. I'm going to try to kick his head off. So I'm throwing kicks. That's for sure.
Nice, very nice. And lastly, I just want to get your opinion on a couple of things. I know we don't, or maybe you do know, but we're not allowed to say yet who the finalist is against Demetrious. But do you see anybody beating that guy?
I don't. He's so good. I don't. It's just like if you can find a hole, let me know. I don't
Totally.
I don't know where he has a weakness, but there's plenty of guys in that division that can give him a good fight. I just don't see anybody getting their hand raised.
And what about the co-main, the coaches, Joe or Henry?
I can't wait for that fight.
Yeah.
That's a great fight, and I think Joe's got a lot more experience, and he's super well rounded. But it's always interesting when you have two high level wrestlers, two competing. It's going to be interesting to see who can control that gate where it goes. But that's going to be a fun fight to watch, though. I can't wait for that. I'd give Joe the edge, but it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So now, if you get past Jorge,
Win.
When? How quickly do you think you could fight again? All things coming out of here healthy. What kind of a schedule are you hoping to get for 2017?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Healthy, everything. I'll be hopefully back in February.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I'm looking for the Super Bowl card.
Hey, I'll be there. I'll be down in Houston.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be fun to have you there. That'd be fun. I had to get my whole credential. You have to get a whole background check and everything. For credentials to go around down by the Super Bowl. So I should be fine.
Right. Unless they check your background.
I don't remember doing anything bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, Jake.
I've heard they're
I will be on the air at FS1 this weekend, so I will see you on the air. Won't be in Vegas, but really looking forward to seeing you do your thing. And thank you for taking the time to talk.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, keep up the great work. It's always fun to watch you on Fox Sports.
Thanks, Jake. All right, I'll see you soon.
Sounds good, Karyn.
Bye.